Every single person who is planning Bali for the first time asks the same questions. And after handling so many Bali inquiries, I can confidently say half the people are very excited. Half the people are a bit scared about planning. So, let's clear all the common doubts for Bali once and for all. Hello, this is Abdul Rahman. I'm a senior consultant at Touron. Now, let's dive into the questions. First question, sir, Bali actually worth it or just Instagram hype? Be honest. See, if your dream vacation is only about floating breakfast or having a couple swing shots and all, honestly, these two things can be done in a single afternoon itself. But Bali is best when you plan it fully. So let's say Bali has jungle resorts, it has beach clubs, it has ATV ride, it has river rafting, you can do shopping there, there's temples, water sports, so much and so on. See, that is the beauty of Bali. One end, you can have a coffee in the middle of a jungle, and on the same evening, you can go to a beach club and be partying till 1 a.m. See, that is what Bali is. So, if I have to say very honestly, you can have multiple vacations in a single trip. So if you ask me, yes, Bali is worth it. So let's move on to the next question. Question 2, sir, is Bali expensive? Yes, I have two answers for that, yes and no. So Bali will depend, the whole budget for your Bali trip will depend on how you want the experience to be. I can plan a Bali trip per like 50,000 per couple also. I can give you a brief plan also. Let's go 5 nights to Bali, do 3 nights in Kuta and 2 nights in Ubud. I can guarantee you the whole itinerary cost will come down to 50 or 55,000 per couple. The most it will get is 60,000. But once again, now you will see a lot of reels over Bali and you will have specific experience that you want to experience that. So when you put things into perspective, let's say you want to go for a scuba diving trip, that will shoot up your budget. Or let's say Mount Batur is an active volcano in Bali. Let's say you want to do a hike there. So that will shoot up another like if you're adding up on these kind of experiences, then your overall budget might increase. So that is where we come in. Like, of course, Touron, customization is the sole part, what we deal with. So you tell us what your preferences are, and based on that, we can design an itinerary, and based on that design, your price will increase. But to answer your question, is Bali expensive will ultimately depend on what kind of experience you're looking for. We can do it in 50,000. Also, we can do it in 2 lakhs also. It depends entirely on what your expectations are, and that is why we are here. We will help you tailor the itinerary according to what budget you will have. Okay, let's move to the next question. Which area should we stay in? Great. This is a very important question. I'm very glad that you asked, because let's say you plan it wrongly, you just go on to a different city and have a experience that is very off from where you have, then the whole itinerary will collapse. So I'm really glad this question came up. So I'm going to give you a metric on which I will segregate these places. Now, number one, the metric that I'm using is we will focus on what kind of experiences that you're looking at and what kind of places that you want to visit. So based on this, I'll give you a list of places where you can stay. So to start off, let's go to South Bali, there's a city called Kuta. Now, Kuta, the first suggestion will be Kuta to stay in South Bali because it is very near to the airport, 15-20 minutes away. So you can go there. They have some very good properties at a very low cost, and it's a beach city. So if you want to do water sports, if you want to just leisurely walk in the beach, and one main thing is Kuta has some amazing shops. You can go there, clothes, food, anything you want. Kuta is a really great place to start off in Bali. So Kuta is one thing. Or let's say you want something premium, but you also want to stay in Kuta. So what we can do is move from Kuta, just go north 15 minutes duration, you will have Seminyak, which is it's similar to Kuta, but it's a premium version. So if you're looking for some beachside properties, beachfront properties that will give you that brand value and everything, Seminyak is also a good option, and you can still do all the activities you want to do in Kuta in Seminyak also. And coming to the list of activities that you can do in Kuta, water sports is one thing. If you want to do Uluwatu Temple, you can do Uluwatu Temple. There's a GWK Cultural Park, which is very good. You can visit that. Beaches itself is a great attraction in South Bali. And you can also, the most famous activity, Nusa Penida Island, it is very accessible from Kuta, and I think it is the best way to go to Nusa Penida from Kuta because it is very near to the port and all. So this is one thing. And let's move on to the Central Ubud. So Central Ubud, the more focus is on the villas there. If you want a private pool experiences, the point is Central Ubud is more into your plantation, the forest and everything. So what they did was they constructed villas in middle of forest. So it will give you that natural aesthetic also. And second thing is your room sizes are very big in Ubud. So you will have the royal experience, the luxury experience that you want. You can get it in Ubud, and it also has private pool villas. Some of the very cheapest private pool villas are in Ubud, and there is no compromise on the experience part also. So Ubud, if you are looking at that, let's say you want to experience that nature kind of thing, Ubud is a great option and has, like activities side, all your sightseeing, be it Kintamani, be it Mount Batur, let's say Teglalang, Monkey Forest, your East Bali, which is Lempiang, the gate of heaven that you've seen in Instagram reels and all. So everything is accessible from Ubud. So Ubud will give you that natural vibe also. Let's say you go for a niche kind of experience. You want to stay in an island where no one can disturb you, or let's say no vehicles, the sound, you're allergic to the sounds also, then you can move on to Gili Island. Gili Island is one island in Bali where there is no motorized vehicles. So you go there, you will have that very calm, relaxed kind of vacation there. Again, when I said the first point, it all depends on what kind of experiences you're going to experience there, what activities you want to do. So my suggestion will be mix and match. Just go both south and central. If you're planning for a week-long vacation, just divide it into both south and central so that you get the best of both worlds. So, for your question, I think yes, it will depend on the experiences, but yes, do go for multiple places. Do make a split stay kind of thing. That is far better. Okay, now question 4, sir. Visa is difficult. I mean, international trip means visa tension. No. So Bali is one of the countries that is very, lenient for Indians. You have two types of visas there. One is e-visa, which you can apply when you're applying for your Bali itinerary itself. Will take hardly 3 days. You will get, and the process is very simple. You just need to submit your passport and passport size photographs. Your passport needs to be valid. That is the only requirement that we have. Have a passport that is 6 months valid, and then you can apply for the visa straight away. Or if you prefer to take visa in airport, they also have a service for it. You can take visa on arrival, and it is also fairly simple. The immigration hardly takes around 1 hour. So Bali is one country you don't have to worry about visa. So that is an added advantage for that. Question 5. How many days are enough? And he has very specifically asked, sir, can we do Bali in 4 days? You can do Bali in 4 days, but if you ask me if you should, no. It will become very complicated. It will be very tiring for you because 4 days, the whole plan will be you wake up, have breakfast, get in a car, do your sightseeing, take 2 photos, come back, sleep, and then next day repeat it. So it becomes more like a military routine kind of thing than be a vacation. Ideal thing is plan for a 6 to 8 days. As I told, do a split stay kind of thing. Keep it very relaxed. Cover 2 to 3 places in a single day. Bali is relatively very small. So if you're taking by a private car and all, in a single day you can cover the entirety of Bali. So that is how small it is. But when you're planning for your experience and all, one thing that you have to keep in mind is Bali roads are very narrow. So traffic is an inevitable part of Bali experience. So how can we minimize it? Plan a 6 to 7 days. So per day, keep 2 or 3 places that you want to cover. So by that time, you will have 8-9 hours of daytime for you. And in 9 hours, let's say allocate 3 hours to one place, then it is more than enough. You can fairly, complete every attraction without getting tired and come back to the hotel and then have a relaxation day also. That will make more sense. So yes, the ideal stay for me will be 6 to 7 days. You can cover 2 cities in that, and you can cover major attractions also. So 6 to 8 days is more than enough. Question 6, best time to visit Bali. So if you go by weather wise, best time to visit Bali is between April to October. That is considered as the peak time that you can visit Bali. The weather is great. You will have all the experiences available. There is no, chance of rain and all. But if you ask me, even during rainy seasons, Bali is one such destination you can visit because Bali doesn't experiences like 24 hours rainfall. It is very brief. It is very, even if it's a heavy shower, it's very brief. And when you're visiting in the rainy seasons, especially in Ubud areas and all, the whole view, just imagine. Now we will go to an imaginary world, right? Just imagine you're in a private pool villa, you're, having your floating breakfast with your loved one or your family and everything, and you'll have a small drizzle, and you'll see the, plantations, everything. There's a small drizzles and everything. Just imagine how it will be. Sounds good, right? So that is what rainy season. I don't think the weather will affect your trip heavily. If you are a person who hates rain, but still, if you are a person who hates rain, then of course you can consider that as an off season and then visit Bali in April and October. But if you are a person who doesn't you doesn't get disturbed by a small drizzle and all, then I would suggest Bali is an year-round destination. Visit any time of the day. You will have a best experience there. Okay, question 7. Sir, I'm going with friends only, but I heard that Bali is only for honeymoon. Oh, great. No, Bali is known for its honeymoon because there's a lot of couples that want to go to Bali, courtesy to Instagram reels and everything and all. But Bali, I believe, is for everyone. You're planning a solo trip, go to Bali. You can take go for the offbeat places, just log out from the world. You'll have a very good experience. Just relax. You're going for a couple. There are as I told, there's a private pool villa. You have resorts there. You have some very romantic places that you can experience with your loved ones. You want to plan it with your family. There are temples there. Culturally, it is very rich. So if you go there, and in family, kids, if you want to plan it for your kids also, there's a safari park in Bali. So family, it is a great place. As you said, if you want to go with your friends, the nightlife in Kuta is the best in the world. They have some very good pubs. Even the whole architecture of the pubs is great. So the whole nightlife is very much alive there. So if you're going with your friends, you want to do a nightlife thing, you can do a nightlife thing. Or let's say you are more into adventure, you can do a hike there. You can do water sports, you can do ATV rides, adventure activities. So normally when you look at biryani, if you're happy, you eat biryani. If you're sad, you eat biryani. So similarly, Bali doesn't matter. You're a solo traveler, go to Bali. You're a family traveler, go to Bali. If you're a couple, go to Bali. If you're friends, go to Bali. Any time of the day, go to Bali. You'll have a great vacation. So we'll move on to the last question. So biggest mistake first timers make. Yes, this is a great question actually. So just for 5 minutes, I'll bring out the consultant in me and I'll answer it very honestly. So the first mistake that I see often when first timers plan a trip is they try to accommodate a lot of activities that are not native to the destination. Number one, let's say I'll give you a simple example. Let's say you go to Delhi and Agra, and Taj Mahal is the biggest attraction in Agra. Let's say you go to Agra, you don't do Taj Mahal, and you'll just do a shopping in Purani Delhi and come back and tell that I've been to Agra. The first thing they will ask is, why didn't you visit Taj Mahal? Because that's a one of a kind. Taj Mahal is only in Agra. If you go to any other place, you're not going to get the same experience there. But buying a shawl in Delhi, you can buy it in Chennai also, you can buy it in Hyderabad also. So similarly, if you're looking at Bali, there are some experiences, some sightseeings that are very native to Bali that you can't replicate anywhere in the world. So what will happen is, let's say some people want to do water sports, which you can do it in Goa also. So if you keep those experiences as your primary objective, then you are missing out on what real Bali looks like. So that is first mistake. Second mistake is planning Bali in a very tight schedule. Has the client asked before, how many days is required? So what my advice will be is, you can see this video, you do your own research, look at multiple vlogs, read multiple blogs, look at multiple pages that promote Bali and everything, and you'll understand that what is main and how many days it will take. So logistically, you'll have an idea as to this will take this duration. And of course, consultants like me, irrespective of any consultant you will speak, they will have better knowledge and will guide you on how we can plan it logistically better. So that will give you a good because if you concentrate all this within few days, let's say 3 or 4 days, then you will be complicating your plan you will make it very difficult for yourself to travel, and it will become very tiring journey. So by the end of your trip, you won't remember any activity you did. You'll remember only the exhaustion you had when you came back to the hotel. So I would believe plan it effectively. That is more important than having just a plan. So these mistakes I've seen. And of course, you watch Instagram reels or YouTube videos, anything. If you watch one video, you look at the attraction and then you want to plan it around that. But you also have to take into account where this destination is, and as I explained, the place that you wanted to. Planning the wrong area. You want to go to Nusa Penida, but you want to stay in Ubud. What will happen is, from Ubud, I'll just give you a numbers perspective so that it gets very easy. From Ubud to come to South Bali, it will take around 2 to 2.5 hours. Let's put in like 30-40 minutes for the traffic part. It will take another 3 hours, right? And from your harbor, it will take another 45 minutes to reach Nusa Penida. So which means that just one way you are spending around 4 to 4.5 hours in a day. If you put that into perspective, that is 1/6 of your time. The whole day you are spending just for travel 4 hours. Now let's say return travel, it's another 8 hours, which means that 1/3 of your day has spent in just commuting to that place. And in that place, where what will you be doing? You will be worrying about, I have to catch the next ferry, so I have to finish up everything within 2 or 3 hours. Then the whole point of visiting Nusa Penida will go astray, right? So choose the right place, choose the right attraction, and choose the right way of commute and everything. If you plan it very logistically, I think Bali is a great experience, and you will come back with a lot of experiences than regrets. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So this brings us to the final segment of this video. So these were the commonly asked questions that our first time visitors who came for Bali, they asked us, and I hope this information will be useful for you, and it will also guide you to plan your next trip better. So we also have various Bali itineraries that we have pre-designed for our clients in the description link. You can check it out, and I'll also put a special link which you can use to customize and build your own trip also. As always, we will give you our contact details in the description. Any doubts you have, any concerns you have, or you want us to plan for your next Bali trip, message us, call us. We're always available and we'll help you. And as a bonus, what we are thinking is, so we have also made a video on Thailand do's and don'ts and everything. So in the next video, I'll be presenting you with a comparison of both Bali and Thailand. Like, if you are very interested in that, just comment comparison. We will come up with the video as soon as possible. Yeah. Bye. Ciao.